welcome from my side. My name is Markus Ruffler. I'm the CEO and founder of the company Integra Design GmbH, which is located in Dreieich, Germany. That's me. And so we are an engineering company, and you can see my screen, right? Just to make sure that everything is correct, set up here.
Yes.
Yeah, so in general we are an engineering company and we're providing some engineering services. So the classic engineering service like basic engineering and detail engineering, drawing generation and something like that. The next core from our business is optimization jobs or optimization tasks. So we are very experienced in a lot of CAD application, especially Plant3D, and we help our customers to optimize their workflows, check how we can do things better, how our customer or how the customers can be more efficient and something like that. And we also help our customers to find the correct CAD system. So this is the consulting part here. And since beginning last year, we have 2 additional columns here created in our portfolio. One of them is Plant3D content. So we create a lot of Plant3D content, and we did it already. So for especially, or for example, like George Fisher content packs, what you can see here as well, the picture. Also Sweatshlock and something like that. So if that is interesting for you, let us know. And the last column we have here is our own product. It's called Sukri. I'm sure that one of you already heard about that product on LinkedIn or other channels. So Sukri is our own product, which allows you to create primary and secondary steel constructions in Plant3D. So the pipe supports, placements, and clamp systems and connection parts and something like that, and drawing derivation afterwards. Yeah. Okay, so that's in general just simple words to our company. So now let's focus on the topic itself. So we have 2 problems in Plant3D, which is not which does not allow us to create individual bolt sets in Plant3D on a normal way. The first problem we have is the connection settings. So I mean, we can define connections, it's clear, but it only allows us to add 1 bolt set at a time per connection, and we need to fix that. And the next thing is we are not able to create our own category in the ISO BOM setup, so that we can show the different bolt sets individually. These are the 2 problems we want to solve, or we want to bypass today. And now let's jump in directly into Plant3D. I need to stop the share and start again. So hopefully all of you can see my my screen. Can some of you confirm that?
Yes, it's okay, Markus.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start. What I did here is it's a brand new clean project in Plant3D. So it's a metric project, but it doesn't matter. You can use a parent project as well. This is a brand new project, and I also use a clean content folder or content content folder. Yeah, so it's more or less a brand new installation of the English version. Normally I use the German version, but for this webinar I installed a fresh English version so that everyone can follow. Okay, So what I did here now is I just created a pipe with a simple welding neck flange connection. Okay, so I used standard pipe spec here, and as you can see, we have our bolt set there. Yeah, you can see stud bolt is a standard bolt set in my pipe spec, so that this is fine. The welding neck connections are created with the normal FL end types. So this is a standard, absolute standard flange connection. You can create it on your own machine. It should look the same. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to add more bolt sets here. That is the first problem I mentioned in my short presentation here, and how we can solve this. So the normal way how you define your connections is through the project setup. You click on project setup, and then you click on let me check how it's called in English, piping connection settings. And here you can define all your connections. So I think that should be clear for all of us. So how we can now add more than one bolt connection. It's not possible to the user interface. We need to do that in the XML file. So where you find these settings in your project. So for that, we need to give me a second. I will just jump to the correct folder. Okay. So here you can see this is my project I use now in Plant3D. And here you find the default connectors config XML file. And in that file, you will find all the connections you can also define in the user interface I show you a few minutes before. So just open that with an editor. Perfect normally is from my side, or yeah, I recommend Notepad++ for that. And then you see something like that. And here you see all the single connections. So you see, okay, what happens if BV will be matched with BV or PL with PL and something like that. And also what are the matching conditions and what should be done then next. And if we go down to our flanged connection, or you can search for it. So, but it should be here. So this is the part we have to look at. So this is our normal flange connection. Here you see, okay, they try or check if one end type is FL and the second end type is also FL. If that is the case, then this matching conditions will take place. And if that is true, then these parts will be inserted. So, and now how we can add new bolt sets there. So it's pretty simple, but please keep in mind, you only can do this change in that file. So if you try to open later your flange connection through the flange connection settings through the user interface, this will be overwritten to again one bolt set. So keep that in mind if you need to do some modifications later on this flange type. So everything we need to do now is just copy these 3 lines and place it 2 times below. And now I will save that and also restart Plant3D, that the new connection settings will be loaded. Say yes. And now if we try to add another connection there, so just like let's extend that a little, it's hanging a little, so okay. And now if we add there another connection, you will see it looks like the same, but if you click STRG plus W, so then the selection cycling is on. And now if you click on that one here, then you see 3 bolt sets are placed on the same position here. And that is the first step we need. I mean, of course, if you check now the properties, you will see, okay, this is the stud bolt M16 with 80 lengths. And if you check that for the other one, it's the same, yeah, or more or less the same. So we will fix that in a minute because we want to have bolt set, washer, and nut individually, yeah. Okay, so how we can control that or how we can change that they will use nut, washer, and bolt set individually. So we need to identify that somehow, okay? And this we can do with an additional property. So the first thing we need to do here is go into our spec. For that we have this 10HC01. That one. So this means, of course, if I want to control the bolt sets individually, I need also 3 individual bolt sets in my spec, because otherwise I cannot use them, it's clear. So what I do now here is I will say find in catalog and add it there again and again. So now I have 3 bolt sets in my spec, but it's still the same. And now I will override the properties inside my spec. I mean, normally we do that in our catalog first, and then we create from our spec from it. But I think that is clear. And that's why I minimize here the effort and just change it quickly in the spec itself. So we open that one here. And for testing purposes, we only use the size 100 here. And here I will change now. The text. So here, this is my bolt set. That's fine. This one is my nut, for example. Hex nut M16. Okay. And that one is my washer. Or my 2 washers. 2 washer, okay, that's fine. So we have changed or we have modified the long description size here. We also can change here the family. I don't care about it now. So now we need an identifier so that we can catch this bolt sets individually what we want. So how we can achieve that? We will create a new property there. We will call it bolt type, and we will create this new property for the full family and for all. Let me check. For part class, it's enough. So it's only needed for the bolt set class here. So current part class is fine. Add, apply, okay. And now let's check if we have the bolt type property here. Here's the bolt type property. I hope you can see that. And now we will add there. So this is our washer, and we will add there the value washer. Okay, so this is fine. Then we go to the next one. There should be the property as well. Bolt type, yes. This is our nut. Okay, and this is our bolt. So with if you don't know that one here, so if you copy just one cell and then you select the rest and click on paste, then you can fill out the other rows as well. It's the same value. So, okay. So now we can say save. And now we can go back to our Plant3D. And now the important point or an important next step is that we also create the same property in Plant3D. So we go to project setup, Plant3D, Plant3D class definitions, piping, fasteners, and in the boltset class, boltset. And here we add a new string property, which is called bolt type. Okay. Apply. Okay. Now we have to switch one time the pipe spec that the new properties will be updated. And now I will delete the old welding neck flanges and place again the next one. And now if I check that one, let me check. Bolt set. Bolt type is empty, still empty. Okay. So it's not updated yet. Let's check here. Because normally I would expect that the bolt connection is not possible. The bolt connection is possible, sorry, of course. After the next step, it's no longer possible. And now we have the bolt type as well, the values of the bolt type as well. And now the next final step will come. We go back to our default connectors config. And now we need to define here additional matching condition so that we can catch one bolt set for washer, one bolt set for nut, and one bolt set for the bolt itself. And how we do that? Just by adding here another condition. We need here an and then we say bolt type equal bolt, and then we copy that one, that and that, and here we say washer and nut. We will save that and close it and restart Plant3D. And now if everything is correct, then we should see 3 bolt sets, but with nut, washer, and bolts individually. Keep in mind, so if you change something in the connections or project setup is also a recommended way from our side or from my side that you do small changes, try it, check if it works correctly, and then go to the next step. Do not the failure and create all the changes, and then you see, oh, it doesn't work, and then you have to find what's going on here. So yeah, another tip from my side. And now we will see, hopefully, that we have bolt set 2 washers. Oops. Okay, then we have to speed. Yeah. All right. So here we have the washers. Then let me check if there is everything correct. So this is the washer stud bolt, 2 washers, and this is also the washer. So there is one thing not correct right now. We have to check that. So just information from my side here. If there goes something wrong now with the webinar, I mean, it's the first test webinar, and not everything works as expected from my side. But if everything, or if something goes wrong, then I will finish the recording here, and you will get the full recording after, so that you can follow all my steps and you know everything you need. Okay, so now we have to check what's going on there. So I will open the default connectors config again. And now we need to check. So we have a bolt here, washer, and nut. So this is fine. Now we have to check that one again. And of course, the size. What is the size here? Normally 100. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, type bolt. Bolt type is bolt. This is good. Nut. And washer. So I need to check now why. So let's do another drawing. Sometimes there are some old data and which cannot be purged correctly. So let's try with a new drawing. So we have 2 washer again, and stud bolt. Okay, there's still something wrong. Let's do an update here. Okay, no update available. What's the issue here? Okay, anyway, let's going forward. So now, if you check now the isometric drawing, check A2, that's fine. Then you will see that we have also here our 3 bolt sets on the isometric table. I mean, this is clear for now. In the standard BOM, you will see the part family description. That's why here, that's why we have 3 identical values here. We can fix that. So let's fix that quickly. Isometric, style setup, title block. And now you can here go to the table setup, and here you also can choose in the settings that you would like to use the description size. Okay, now we have to recreate our form, I think. Check that. No. Material. Looks strange on my side today. Let me check what's going on here. I see. We can also use group with category titles, but that's not the issue here. So now it looks better. And if I close now, the project setup and try to recreate the drawing, then you will see that we see also the correct part size description properties. Yeah. So of course, I mean, we have the issue already still that we have two positions here with two washers, or two bolt sets with two washers. We need to fix that. But you can see here we have now individual rows for each bolt set we have in our flange connection. And also the position numbers here are correct. So boltset 3, boltset 5, boltset 4. So that looks good. So now finally we just need to find out why on one bolt set the connection is wrong, or the bolt set is picked wrong. So let's check that again. But I think that's correct. I just can imagine that I have some typo in my property naming here. Bolt type. Okay. Looks good. And in my project setup, the property is also called, because that needs to be matched correctly, but should be the case. Otherwise, I do not see it for the other ones. Bolt type. That's fine. Bolt washer nut. Okay. I mean, that is part of the live webinar, right? So I'm not a fan of showing a recorded video and just do some words, because otherwise you will try it on your own and then you have the same trouble as me, and then you are struggling a lot. Therefore, it's better to find together a solution and you see live, or hopefully live, what's going on there. But everything looks correct from my side here. Washer, bolt, nut. And just another tip from my side, if you do not know it already. So normally if you select just the fastener here or any other automatic created connection piece like a stub end or something like that, you will see it. So if you normally select it, you just see here a P3D connector class, but no other additional information. But if you click that with STRG on your keyboard plus left mouse click, then you will see the correct properties for this bolt set in that case, or any other connection piece. But why it's not working? So let's do it again. Here I see it, so I can change it. So the parts are in my spec. That's correct. I just need to find out why it will not chosen. All right, so let's continue here. So I think we have 50 minutes left for our original time to fix that issue here. After, so if you will get the video after, then I will give you also a small bonus topic. And the bonus topic will include then the problem with the, I can show you that, the problem with the isometric bill of material. Because as you can see here, everything is listed under fasteners, but I will show you then a way how you can create your own group. So we will have our own group like bolts here, and under this group, you will see then only your bolt sets. And for gaskets and something like that, we still have the fasteners group. And this is also additional administrative thing we have to do in the isoconfig XML file. But I think the time is not enough here to show that in the live webinar. And that's the reason why I will record it for you and then send it later.
And may I ask a question, Marcus?
Yeah, of course.
And it appears with character with letter B in the isometrics when you make them separated, because now as I see, all are appeared as B1, for example, or B2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still,
could we separate it with bolts B, not with N, and washer with W, or?
This is also possible. Yeah.
Okay.
You can switch this prefix. Can you also change through the isoconfig XML file? This is not an issue.
Okay, so now we have to find out what's the issue there with our bolt sets first. So let me check that again. I will check the project setup again if everything is set up correct, but I think so. So I tried it before, but and there it works in the same way. Yeah, we just make I just want to yeah, to make sure again that everything is set up correct, and keep in mind, as mentioned before, that after we modified our default connectors config in a Notepad++, that we cannot add or modify it again in through the UI. So keep that in mind, otherwise it's overwritten. All right, so let's see and let's try out some different things to find out what's going on there. So I think for now I will delete the gasket here for now to see if it's worked then. I will close and restart Plant3D, but I think that is not the issue here. But let's see. Washer. So with two washers, again 2 washers, and start bolt. So the issue is still the same. Okay, then we have to think about once more. Let's double check again in our spec editor if there is everything correct. Bolt type. Yeah, bolt, that's fine. So everything should be fine. Let's check default connectors config, and let's try to remove the other bolt sets so that we only work with one bolt set again. So I will delete now the other bolt sets so that we can check that with one bolt set. Of course, after modification, I have to restart Plant3D again. So our goal is here now that we see only one bolt set with the bolt tab nut. So this is our goal we want to achieve here. Now let's see. Let's check the properties. And we'll see there a washer again, but the bolt type is not. So the bolt type is correct. They use the correct bolt set, but the description is still wrong. So in my point of view, this has something to do with the updating, the spec updating feature. I know that there are some issues with the version 2024, so or this is, in my opinion, the version where I have the most issues with updating spec. So let's check again here. The property, the text is fine. I will change that just to see if, or just to find out if the description will be updated correct. And I will change now the description for all the sizes. Now I switch the pipe spec again. And it's still wrong, so there we can see that something is wrong with spec updating feature. So let's run a manual spec update. With the spec update feature, and now you can see it's updated successfully. So this means for us it's a spec updating issue, so our configuration was all the time right, but the spec did not update successfully. So now let's do the steps again, that we will use 3 bolt sets now. We have to restart Plant3D again after modification, and then hopefully it should work as expected. So let's create a new connection. We will see 3 connections will be placed again, which is great. Let's check the properties. So we have 2 washers. We have again 2 washers, stud bolt, and 2 washers. So let's run again, manual spec update. And now we have nut, washer, and bolt set or stud bolt. So it looks fine. So I think that's it for now. Let's check again a quick ISO. And you can see that everything is set up correct for now. So let's summarize everything. So it's important that we to reach our goal to create individual bolt sets in Plant3D, that we first modify our default connectors config. We add there two additional bolt sets. We create also two additional bolt sets in our catalog or our spec. We implemented or we created new property as an identifier to control these bolt sets individually in our default connectors config. And it's very important that we use the spec update feature in case that our properties will not be updated correct. And yeah, so that's it in general. And we added our matching condition here, so that we added a new matching condition that our bolt type will also be checked if it's matched or not. Yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining our first webinar here. I think I will create additional webinars in the future, but for today, this should be the end here. And yeah, I thank you very much and wish you a great day.